God. Well, first of all, we're in Texas. Austin is so rich with music. All we're trying to do over the last year and a half is to travel around the world and try and absorb. As much as you try and spread, you want to absorb. And this is one of the places, not only in our country, but in the world, that you can get the most fed with real, rootsy, good, soulful, down-to-earth, honest, badass music.
Just good people all around, so it's lovely to stay here.
And while we're here for these 2 weekends, we have the honor of playing with two lady friends of Vintage Trouble that are Austin's own.
Austinaires.
Exactly. Today we're singing Not Alright by Me with Patrice Pike. She's a great person here, and we chose to do Not Alright by Me just because of all the stuff that's happening right now in our country. And like, she's a rockin' girl, and she's really a really forward-moving artist, but we felt like we needed to sing something that was going to kind of band-aid our time right now, so we're doing Not Alright by Me with her. And then next week, we're going to jam with Carolyn Wonderland.
We're fortunate because we did the last 2 years with South by, and we got to, like Ty said, we got to absorb and kind of start to feel it. And the beautiful thing about what's going on here is it's a legit festival that's started to feel like it flies. I guess some people think it kind of maybe flies right under the radar of like the Coachella and things like that. But from kind of a prestige thing or whatever, it feels almost even more legit. So I think we were just kind of talking about it yesterday. All we want to do is make sure to try and be our best. Like it's really just walking around inspires you to be pull the best out of us. I think if we could just fire it up and kick ass, it's going to be great.
And, you talk about being in Austin. L.A. used to be such, the music capital, And you come to a place like Austin and you could feel what it used to kind of feel like in L.A. It's a real vibey, very, potent scene. And it's just kind of cool to feel that, because I haven't felt that in L.A. in a long time. You get that feeling in Nashville and a place like Austin. Like, what a great music city. It's just, like Rick said, it's just inspiring to be here,
For me, the biggest thing about being here was the Blind Boys of Alabama. Was the biggest reason and the most excitement for me. I mean, it's great to be at a festival where there's so much modern music being celebrated, but it's also great when you get to see acts that are the people that laid down the foundation for soulful, raw music. And the Five Blind Boys, you never really think that you'd get to see something like that happen, And I think one of them might be one of their sons from the original. I don't think they're all the original now, but it still had the same kind of impact. We're going to see Kings of Leon tonight. I mean, even some of the smaller bands. It was great to see J.D. McPherson yesterday. See people add some kind of a real small stomp to the field rather than just the big, what do you call it, the giant steps. A lot of the PA, when you feel like there's a giant walking around in some field because it's just so loud. What's really cool is that we've become friends with Don Was lately, who's just one of the biggest producers in the world, and he knew he's on Blue Note, and Government Mule is on Blue Note. They were in the studio doing this one song. Don Was had just become familiar with Vintage Trouble. What's really an honor is that there was a legend that they were going to do this one song with, and Don Was said, use Ty from Vintage Trouble, because he knew us, he had just heard us. So that was cool for us.
We're doing about 6 shows together with them. Ty's actually singing on one of the songs on the new album, so I'm kind of connected with him.
Warren Haynes. I mean, it's like, so you talk about bringing stuff out of you. It's going to be fun because those guys are, so it's, it's going to be fun. That's going to be, I know that's just going to be naturally inspiring.
What's been nice, too, is that we've had an opportunity to open for the Rolling Stones and for The Who and for Lenny Kravitz and all these things, but we haven't had a chance to go on the road with like a jam band. And one of the things we love the most is the culture in music, not just music. Like when people get involved in the whole scene of a band and the whole movement and idea and philosophy of a band. And the only people that really do that, to the degree they do that to, are these jam bands like Fish and Grateful Dead and Government Mule. So for us to get on the road with these guys, it allows us to be seen in front of a group of people that would go to the ends of the earth for music. I hope some people are going to want to start weaving Vintage Trouble baskets outside our shows and stuff. Like, that would be the best.
We released a couple of tracks that's out in the States. Pelvis Pusher and Run Like the River is basically from the new album. We have some recorded stuff. We're probably going to go in and record some more here in December, and then hopefully get it out by February next year.
Also, we've got this great DVD that was just released. When we were in Europe for the first time, we were there. We were supposed to only go for 3 weeks. We ended up staying there for 3 months. This documentarian came, asked could he film us, and it just got released right now. It's called 80 Shows in 100 Days. And it was a time period that we went there and we did the Jules Holland show, which is this amazing, amazing music show, unlike anything we've ever seen before. And we left there and had enough popularity from that show that we were requested to stay in the UK, and we got to tour around. Brian May asked us to tour with him. Bon Jovi asked us to tour with him. And then our own shows got to go from having to squeeze and invite 20 people to some bar to like selling out 1,000 people, and all that got captured on tape. So there's a DVD which has so much new music on it. It's a double DVD. The first one is the story of that time, and then the last one is called Live in Glasgow, Live at Glasgow, Glasgow Live, something like that. And you get to see a whole show, which is the end of that time period. You get to see a lot of the new songs live that are going to be on the new record. And to me, and to all of us, most importantly, you get to see the Troublemakers, which is our fan base, and you get to see them go crazy and go wild and actually inspire us to do the shows and help us get through those shows when we were so tired. And it really has become a family, our unit. What we would like to evoke out of this audience here at Austin City Limits would be to just allow people to go a little more wild than they thought they could go at any given moment during this festival. You know, we want to invite people to throw their heads back and dance like they would as if it was an electronic band, even though we're not an electronic band. We want to allow people to meet other people around them that are doing the same thing. And we want people to feel overly sexy. And we were talking yesterday, of course, after a couple of drinks, and we want everybody to get boners and get wet and go home and satisfy themselves or satisfy the people that they're in love with or in lust with. I mean, it comes down to that. We could be PC about it, but we just want people to get sexy and crazy.